Did you expect it? What do you
And
expect?
then, hold on.
Are we supposed to be jumping around showing our or something? What are we supposed to be doing, Chris?
We're
Be more
talking some
excited.
Yeah.
Oh, he's saying love people just love to complain. You didn't need. You don't got to tell us.
You know, I
you don't like it. Get the out of here. I'm sorry.
sometimes
Get the out of here.
I stop
by.
by.
What if we just like it? It's our show.
Live from the Injured on the Go Just Call Mo studio.
It's a blast!
It's Orlando's own Tom and Dan.
Welcome back to A Corporate Time. The Orange County Regional History Center is here. How you guys doing?
You can always count on history because it's never going away.
So,
right? No matter if we like it or not.
Yeah, you're right.
History's happening. It's happening right now. Yesterday, all
much
history.
Too
Yeah.
much of it's happening.
Yeah, it's true. We've been putting down some history.
So, Scottie, let's talk about Animation Land, new exhibit opening up at the History Center, January 17th, correct?
Yeah. On the 17th of January, it'll be that'll be the MLK weekend. So hopefully
Nice.
families will take some time. But Katie is the curator of exhibitions. She's been on the show before.
Yeah.
Good to see you.
And
Thanks for being here.
she could tell you a little bit more in depth. But this is an exhibit that's coming to us from Oregon, well, in a roundabout way, really from Vermont, but originated in Oregon. But Katie, before I say anything stupid, would you?
Do you guys have to, real quick on that, is it competitive to try and grab hold of exhibits and things that, because I feel like we luck out a lot. Like we've had a good run. Obviously, we love our partnership with you guys and the fact that we now get to yell about all these wonderful, fun things that I think a lot of people, and I hear this from our listeners, they just didn't know that you guys had this stuff.
Right.
You know, especially that you guys gained so many friends with Music and Mayhem and punk rock and the fact that we did that. You know, a ton of listeners that we have that don't know about this stuff. How hard is your job as in the curation of it to are you battling with St. Pete? Are you battling with up the road or like anything like that? How do you pick what goes in?
Well, it depends on the exhibit. So we actually mostly make our own exhibits like we did with Orlando Collected. Animation Land is an exception in that we are getting it from another museum.
Okay.
And so it was created by the Oregon Museum of Science and Industry. And they're typically not too hard to get, but just depends on how new they are, how popular they are. Sometimes they're booked a few years out, but we try to plan 3-4 years ahead anyway. So.
And then will you gift them to another center somewhere else in the United States that are like, do they just keep traveling around?
So OMSI does that a lot, where they have a couple of exhibits that just travel all the time, all over and bigger museums do, like the Museum of Natural History and in New York, stuff like that.
Okay.
But our museum does not have the capacity to travel our exhibits, which we would love maybe someday if we grow and we're bigger.
Yeah, that would be
because
great.
you put all this
that
effort
depends.
into
That's
them.
another reason to become a member. Sign up and support because
Exactly.
you never know. With that, maybe we could grow some things.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So Animation Land, tell us about it, Katie.
So it's actually going to be a really great family-friendly exhibit. It's been a few years since we've done one that's really sort of geared for your kiddos.
Okay.
And this one's going to be a lot of fun for all ages, but it really is especially family-friendly, more so than what we've done in the past few years. And so the idea is that any age can come in and learn about how to tell a story through animation. They learn the basics of it.
Okay.
They learn storyboarding, basics of drawing, basic characters. There's a section where they can do their own stop motion animation and watch it play on the screen.
So cool.
So lots of really cool stuff, very engaging and hands-on.
So I was thinking about this as I read more about Animation Land and the History Center's exhibit and like going through the history of animation. And then you guys even have a section about Walt Disney to bring it, around Central Florida, obviously.
Well, a lot of people don't even understand the aspect, and we know a little bit about this because we were in a movie about Walt Disney where we played drunks in a barber shop. But his cartoon studios were huge, and a lot of people forget that we just think theme parks and TV shows and characters. We don't really.
Well, this is a specific period of time
Yeah, we actually-
here in Florida. So.
We, whenever we bring in an exhibit, we try to make sure that it is relating to history in Central Florida in some way. So we're adding sort of a mini gallery within the Animation Land Gallery that's specifically about Walt Disney Feature Animation Florida, which was a full animation studio from 1989 to 2004 that operated out of Disney MGM Studios theme park. And so they actually... They did parts of Beauty and the Beast, The Lion King, Aladdin, but then they fully were in charge of Mulan, Lilo and Stitch, and Brother Bear, which a lot of people don't realize.
Yeah.
Those were Florida projects.
I love hearing that too. Yeah, we have to claim that stuff, man.
Yeah,
that
absolutely.
is us. That is Orlando.
I mean, one of the most iconic. He's considered like the modern legend animator, Mark Henn, and he was responsible for animating most of the Disney princesses in the 1990s during the animation renaissance. And he was in Florida. He was a Florida animator from late 1989 to the late 90s.
Yeah, and that look that's iconically that. I mean, it just, you look at that, you know exactly what it is.
I like the old school video or pictures you see of old school animators, like even
cigarette crazy.
I was like, in every single movie, the original drawings had a little cigarette action.
A little bit.
Because it was a room full of people animating by hand, smoke crazy. Every single person was smoking, and then
dressed to the 1000s too. You have like wingtips on, smoking cigarettes, and they're drawing the greatest, literally greatest animation we've ever seen.
And when you watch old animated movies, in my mind, they have to be more valuable just because they're done by hand, as opposed to the computer generation that we have now. The technology does it. I mean, essentially, you can animate things by using AI with these words, like typing.
In a weird way,
it becomes so easy comparatively.
Sora, for instance, if I go to Sora and I just type in a cartoon mouse jumping up and down on a piece of cheese, it's going to make an animation. I wouldn't necessarily, as a dumb old man at 49, call that animation.
Yes.
I also don't look at it and get the same amount of emotion out of it than I do something that's hand animated.
Yeah.
So there is some truth to what you're saying. I don't know how to dial in what we're looking for, but handmade animation you can look at and tell.
And they actually the animators themselves considered themselves, the people doing hand-drawn animation, they considered themselves like performers with a pencil. They had to understand performance. They had to understand emotion, acting.
Sure.
And rather than just doing it with their body, they did it with with a pencil.
Maybe even more so, because a lot of body language for actors, I would say, is a nuance that's within their emotion, right? An animator, on the other hand, is exuding the emotion of something he's drawing, which means he has to almost exaggerate the body language he's drawing. It's not real, it's not, he's not just having to cause and effect it.
Yeah, and particularly because, the nature of an animated film is that it is a little over the top. And so
you got to get people's attention too. I mean, how do you say if, we talk about that even in here, there are times when, our over the emotion that we exude is over the top in order to, you got to hit them over the head with it. You are telling a story.
So this is,
I'm excited about this. It's going to be cool.
So I saw this on a mini documentary on TikTok, and
you don't need to add it. He's been adding the TikTok part on. I say no, don't add that on there.
And it was about animation, and it makes me laugh every time just thinking about the conversation that must have been had, 50 years ago. And the animation was of Mowgli from Jungle Book, right? Yeah. And there's a particular scene in Jungle Book where Mowgli is like hopping on a tree and is like he's going around or whatever, and then they layered it using like today's technology with another cartoon, and it was Pinocchio or something, another popular cartoon.
This has happened for decades.
And then the other character was doing the same action and like going to, and
there's usually dancing sequences where they're gesturing like happiness or something,
and they realize that like the anime, it was almost like they're cutting corners.
They are.
Yeah.
You're saving time.
You're saving time, and you're like, and I'm sure, and this is what makes me laugh. The conversation back 50 years ago or 70 years ago, whatever that, like they were like, no one's gonna put this together.
Yeah, because you couldn't see it more than once back then.
Yes,
right.
They didn't even foresee that anybody would ever like put these two animation scenes together. They couldn't even imagine it.
I would say they're right.
Yeah, of course they were. But yeah, they had no idea. And then now there's a bunch of social media saying, look how lazy they were. They're just using the same animation.
Yeah, well, I mean,
but it was hard. It took time, and it cut corners that happened all the time.
I mean, that's why computer animation took over in the mid-90s, is because hand-drawn animation is incredibly labor-intensive. I mean, every film, hundreds of people, hundreds of thousands of drawings, incredibly expensive. And so that's why it just sort of, as soon as computers had the capability to do it, those that controlled the money said, why are we, why are we spending so much time and money on every film when we can do it for
And it kind of bids the question, and I don't know if I can get there without this sounding like I'm like some sort of wild stoner, but I promise you I'm not. I'm completely sober. But like when you take away the hard aspect of it and you're able to produce sort of pseudo the same thing in rapid speed time, does it produce the same amount of joy when we watch it, right? So when you watch, so far so good, right? I would say the Toy Story, as far as animation goes, I don't think people look at Toy Story and go like, "Ooh, that's not good." But will we reach a point where, because the hybrid model, I'd say Toy Story is kind of hybrid, right? Because it's like we're coming out of hand-drawn animation and they're harnessing that Pixar power.
Yeah, and Toy Story is fully computer animated, but there are a lot of films that do hybrid, and there is Disney specifically. There are still a lot of people who are hand drawing. They're just hand drawing with a computer rather than on paper. And there are a lot of old school traditionalists who feel like you got to have the paper to really capture it. But there is still a lot of human touch, I would say, in a lot of animation, and you can kind of tell when there's not. Like you can sort of.
You can.
You bring up a good point, though. I've read articles about studies that have been done with art museums where they have, I don't know how they measure this, but they've measured the emotional impact an actual painting has versus a print, and there's definitely a different.
I know the study you're talking about. Yeah, they'd have it's the same picture.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But there is an actual difference.
Are you told which ones?
I don't think in this study you were. I think this was completely almost like placebo style. It's like you went in and some people were looking at the real, some people were looking at a print, and they were literally just measuring the amount of joy, perceived joy, however.
And then your human brain could somehow detect which is the real one.
Is it the texture? Is it the how thick the paint is on the? I don't know. Is it maybe?
Are you picking up some sort of? I mean, it makes sense. Our brains evolved over a long time to recognize what other humans.
That's why they lie to us so quickly, right? Because they're filling in gaps. That's why our brains can't be trusted, because they're trying to do. I'm reading a book about that now, where like literally, it's having to do so much. It takes a picture of whatever you're looking at and then tries to reproduce it, and it just can't. It simply cannot do it.
My second favorite thing about old animation is the hidden stuff in Disney films and other films that animators used to put in there as their own personal jokes.
Yeah, which power thing.
Which will never happen again. And that's another thing.
Yeah, that's done, right?
That's so absurd and crazy to think about that these employees that were animators.
Some cojones to do that, I feel like.
That they hid little Easter eggs in movies that we found years later. These people may have died on, and later on they found, and that practice will never ever happen again. In that way,
too many checks and balances.
They may hide some Easter eggs on purpose, but back then they were legitimately able to sneak it through anybody who watched it and then get it out there and mass released before anybody realized it, and then it wasn't until years later they realized it.
Well, let's find out something personal about you guys. Favorite cartoons. Let's do it.
Oh.
Scottie, you can go first. Rip the Band-Aid off. Did you have a favorite cartoon growing up?
Oh, growing up.
Yeah. You can do it now. Do you watch animation now as a man?
Yeah. But I mean, there hasn't been anything recent.
My wife's a lot like
Tom. I think probably
Tom.
the thing that resonated the most with me, most recent, was Up.
Up was great.
I really like that.
Very sad.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I watched it
Sad
right
but
after my
uplifting.
dad died, and I was like, "Oh my God, worst movie to watch." The beginning.
Who picked that?
The first, Andrea. She always does that. After my mom died, she took me to see Rent. I was like, "What are you doing? Like, why are you doing that?" Like when I was a kid, man, I don't think there were many cartoons that topped old school hand drawn GI Joe. With the PSAs that eventually got turned into the funny PSAs. Like pork chop sandwiches, that was, the old G.I. Joe and Smurfs.
That 80s.
Old Smurfs rocked, dude.
80s cartoons, man. They were, my favorite growing up was the Muppet Babies. I was obsessed with Muppet Babies.
You're on the board. That is a legacy, like almost champion level cartoon. The old Muppet Babies with Nanny. And all of, not the new Muppet Babies where they took the hot girl from Saturday Night Live and made her nanny, because that's too distracting. If you can't have Nanny, can't be hot.
Yeah.
She's got to be like comforting and nurturing. You know what I mean? Like she can't be like some hot slut.
I didn't even know there was a new Muppet Babies. That's
That
kind of,
it's you'll ruin it for you.
yeah, that kind
It's
of
not
makes
good.
No,
It's
I
not
didn't know
good.
that
New
either.
Muppet Babies is not, and it's digital. It's
Oh,
so
yeah.
like
Yeah,
Hermit's
yeah.
hair, you can see like the fuzz on him, like moving. It's not as good.
Right.
Ren and Stimpy, that made it in the chat room. That was one of my favorite cartoons growing up. A little spicy, a little too like adult.
Ren
Yeah.
and Stimpy came out at the perfect time when it was like kind of okay for me to start, watching the cartoons that were geared towards a little bit of older kids.
True, me too.
So
We must be like I think I'm older than you, but like that was like kind of the way that I went. But the Saturday morning cartoons, the tops for me were like G.I. Joe and Smurfs. I love Smurfs,
yeah.
man.
Well, I was watching a little bit before that, so. So
Did you have a favorite cartoon too?
Oh, yeah,
But
hold
you've
on,
never
hold on.
liked animation, right?
Scotty like Steamboat Willie.
What'd
Not
you
quite
like?
that far, but I mean,
Scotty
was
had
definitely
a
like.
hoop and a stick. He was running down the dirt streets of a Wild West town.
That joke was for Brendan to laugh at. I'm sorry, Scotty.
Did you have a favorite? I thought you liked DuckTales.
Yeah. I like a Darkwing Duck. I'm more of a Darkwing Duck Animaniacs generation.
Those are classic.
Early
Classic.
90s.
Yeah, those are great cartoons. I was already a man. I was already laying railroad at that time. But he's out there watching Animaniacs. I'm driving spikes into America and building this country.
I know there's still people that are doing old school animation, but it's probably few and far between now, right? It's just
I actually follow one of the Disney animators who worked at the Florida studio. He has a TikTok account. His name's Aaron Blaze, and he
Okay.
goes live, and he actually is doing the flip animation,
cool.
at his old desk, and his old desk from Walt Disney.
Would he animate something if we asked him, since you follow him? Would he animate something
you're good
custom?
friends.
It's like, I'm not friends with him.
You never know if you don't ask, right? You're like, hey, we're doing this Animation Land thing for the History Center, and we appreciate what you used to do. Would you animate us a logo for?
He's probably like, oh my God, someone
exhibit?"
messaged me.
Yeah, that's what I think. He's probably like, oh my God, somebody watches this stuff.
I feel like though recently there was a feature that or something coming out that where they
there's kind of a push to go back to hand drawn to incorporate hand drawn animation
Good.
to the degree that they can. Maui's tattoos in Moana were hand drawn. And Princess and the Frog, I mean, this is 15 years ago now, but Princess and the Frog was hand drawn. So there is like interest in incorporating hand drawn back into the mix.
Because a lot of real talk, didn't a lot of it go overseas? Most of it's in Korea, right? Like if you're getting a lot of hand-drawn stuff, when you got to do episodic stuff and you got to do it quick, they'll just export it, and send it overseas, and then they'll send it back. At least that's what they, like shows like Family Guy, Simpsons, and stuff like that has sort of kind of told us. They've kind of pulled the curtain back in episodes, and they're kind of like, hey, we can't really afford this. We have to do that by sending it to other countries and get it done, because it is such an insurmountable task.
But I feel like we are the last generation that grew up with as kids, hand-drawn animation, and then that I wonder if it would even be appreciated by my sons. They watch anime and they know but
look at this.
But it is old school. It's like watching black and white film almost.
But look at this. This is the appreciation for those of us watching this live stream. This is original hand painted animation art from Dick Entertainment, and this is the Alf cartoon show, and it's an animation cell of him, and he looks like he's tweaking his nips. He's not. He's not. That's why the listener bought it for me. It looks inappropriate, but it's not.
Definitely does.
And
perhaps an Easter egg.
But they would have to draw I guess as you were saying 100,000 of these for a couple episodes for the whole season of Alf. There'd have to be 100,000 little Alfs laying all across the art studio, which is a wild amount of waste.
They started cutting corners, and then they'd figure out how to animate the background, and then only change what they had to, so they save time. I mean, we saw the evolution of it, where they save time, and then the computer was like, "Oh, a computer can do this." Start helping out with this, and now it's just 100% computers. But the history of it is definitely. We need to preserve and show, hey, this is the way it used to be done
for sure.
And there's a stylistic, and I'm sure now computers could probably emulate the style of hand drawn, where then it would be impossible to tell. Was this hand drawn or not? Impossible. To tell.
That's kind of the hybrid cartoons that you're getting. One of the ones that I've recently loved was in the latest Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, where Ice Cube plays the bad guy Super Duper Fly. it looks hand drawn. I'm
Yeah.
virtually certain it's not, but it's got that rough around the edges, kind of like almost drawn by like a real human, kind of like edgy style, and it looks great. It just looks awesome.
Yeah, and
it's so good. It's so well done. If you guys haven't seen those, I mean,
It
they're
mimics-
4 kids,
yeah.
but they're so good.
They're like, hey, let's mimic the nostalgia of hand drawn, and it worked.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. They even went that direction because it looks messy, but it works because all of us who
Yeah.
grew up with Ninja Turtles were like, oh, I like this for some
Well, like
reason.
Spider-Verse did a little bit of
Yeah,
that
yeah,
too.
yeah.
Inside the Spider-Verse, where like the animation, I think it is a direct result to us being inundated with the perfection images of AI, and I think that we don't naturally. Like, we're getting it with our own listeners that are like, Dan, don't do the AI images for the new year when you do YouTube. Just do human stuff. Like, we're done with it. Like, they want it in doses.
Yeah,
I guess.
yeah.
I don't know. I don't know.
So
Until they don't.
now let's quickly talk about the collected exhibit.
Oh, right. We're burying the lead. Orlando Collected is going to be extended. So through Martin Luther King Day. So
Nice.
actually that weekend when Animation Land opens, you can see both of them, which doesn't happen.
We don't
that I know
typically
of.
have 2 special exhibitions at the same time, so it's
And
just
so
a
last
opportunity.
chance if you
Good
come
one
to
to
see
go
it
to.
or, a final chance to come in there and see it. One tip, though, we just found out the MLK parade will be on the 17th. So plan accordingly. Things get a little
Busy.
Yeah.
busy downtown,
Yeah.
blocked off,
don't
roads,
wanna get
that sort of
trapped.
thing. So on the
Sure.
17th, if you come, keep that in mind. But yeah, you can see both exhibits in one weekend. So
There
we're
you
pretty
go.
excited about that.
Awesome.
Awesome.
It's thehistorycenter.org for all the information.
Go there, enjoy it, use it, tell us what you think, send us an email.
Yep.
Check out these awesome exhibits. Take your family.
Katie, Scotty, thanks so much.
Appreciate
for coming
you
by.
guys.
Thanks for
Appreciate
having
it.
us.
Oh,
thank you.
anytime.
And we will see you tomorrow. Welcome back to A Corporate Time. Real quick, some sports stuff.
Yeah,
just
man.
because I follow the NFL.
I hate not having a Monday night game. I know I'm a baby, but I get locked into my patterns.
Yeah.
I like streaks.
Yeah.
And having a Monday night game, it doesn't have to be football, but having something on a Monday night
Sporting event Monday
to
night.
ease you into the week where
Yeah,
you can
it's
watch
nice.
with your family between 7 and 8. Could be baseball, basketball, doesn't matter what it is. I like that. I got to have it. I got to have something sports.
So a couple things that I found funny that happened over the weekend. So Myles Garrett broke the sack record. Right?
Yeah, I watched that.
And Michael Strahan sack record.
What's he, 33 years old? He looks great.
Yeah. Oh, I mean that guy
beast.
is. It's
he, 6'8"?
his
Arms are bigger than my
athleticism,
body. Like when he
it's
runs,
nuts.
his arms, he looks like an action figure.
When you can make other professional NFL players look amateur,
Small.
or even like they can't block, it's crazy. But anyway, so when he broke the record, obviously he's playing against Joe Burrow and the Bengals, and everybody's waiting. This is his last game, and then Michael Strahan mentioned it. And with all these records, like every time like a new player breaks a existing record, it's usually a record that was set with a 17 or less game season, usually a 17 game. When they added the extra game, it does take it away from it. Like even Strahan, like I saw a comment that he said, he's like, I set the record with the 17 game season. So it was one less game is a huge deal.
Yeah,
like,
it
so
is.
it's like, so I still have the record for most sacks for a 17 game season. He's got the most sacks for an 18 game season.
Yeah.
And he's right.
Why don't they just set it at that? Why
Because
does it?
The NFL is they don't want the confusion of it, and they don't like to bring up the fact they changed. So they just like, hey, he's all-time sack record. Because
I don't know if I like that,
And
but
they,
okay.
so
I mean, I kind of see what I see their point for quickness and ease of
you're
knowing.
not
who-
going to be like a 17, 16. Now this, this year we played for 16.
But it does matter.
15. It does. Of course it does. Yeah.
No,
it's a totally different thing.
I think that's going to bother me now.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll have to move
all
on.
records
Yeah.
are like that.
No,
you
I know.
Even like overall pass rushing, it was like that with like Saquon with his last year's
correct.
rushing record.
Yeah, you're right.
But so anyway, the sack that he broke the record, right? Joe Burrow drops back and Myles Garrett gets to him. But when he gets to him,
He was weird.
Burrow kind of just falls down.
I call it a crumple.
He kind of just crumples down. Now
Yeah.
that's that will happen from time to time with quarterbacks because they're like, why take the hit? Why get injured?
just go down.
It's a meaningless game to him too. So that leans forward to like, of course, he's not going to try to get out of it because the game doesn't even matter for the Bengals are eliminated. But it does, to me, just like Mark Gastineau to Michael got mad at Brett Favre for going down because
thought he took a dive. He called him. He said you dove.
It like he didn't work as hard as possible to get out of the sack.
Yeah.
Which you can make an argument if you were Strahan. Joe Burrow helped Myles Garrett.
So
break
you want
the
maximum
record.
effort. You want maximum effort.
I think you want to see that, especially if you're Michael Strahan and this guy's breaking a record.
Yeah.
Like there was only 5 minutes left in the game.
I agree with you. You know how I feel about like the concept of even corporations tanking. I dislike that. Now I did finally hear, and I have to give you this credit. I did finally hear, and it was some broadcaster. Who's the guy who does NFL Game Day with the beard? Played for Tampa for a minute, wore the jersey.
Fitzpatrick.
Fitzpatrick, the guy that sits next to him that wears the brooches. Little black guy wears the brooches on his jackets. He best dressed guy on the thing.
Is it Nate Burleson? No,
doesn't matter. Yeah. He said he basically said the whole thing about like you're never going to get a player tanking. We don't do that.
No.
And we've talked about that before.
Yes.
And he's like that just doesn't happen. But you do get organizations doing it. Does that branch out to any of this or only with the players, right? This is where this argument of yours stays is that you want maximum effort. If you're going to break that record, you got to take that record. You can't just crumple me down and go like I got it. I agree. I agree.
Although I don't blame Joe Burrow, even if this is true a little bit, I can imagine that a regular human being playing a game, like you have respect for all these, even your opponents. Now more than ever, like NFL players realize like this is all for entertainment. We are all like employees of the NFL. Like we're all in it for ourselves, obviously, because a meritocracy. Like we're not, if we don't perform well, we're out. Like it's the biggest meritocracy in the United States, I think, as far as performance goes. But they all understand like, hey, this all helps. Like Burrow. He kind of wants Myles Garrett to get that sack record. He realized how like it's important to him. He respects him.
You're part of history if you get it.
And so like,
I see that too,
when he does grab a hold of you, I can see the incentive for him just to fall down because why hurt myself? I fall down. He gets the record. And win for everybody.
Even then, if Gastineau,
it's got to be a little bit of that.
Okay, so if Gastineau thinks that Favre took the dive for Strahan.
Yes.
And if Strahan thinks that Burrow took the dive for Garrett, then are we even? Yeah. Or is that just what guys do? Or do just QBs?
There'll be a new one in the future.
Yeah, who will be the new one? Or will they?
They're going to another week season. They'll be a 19-game season.
Really?
Yes, 100%.
I hadn't heard that.
Yes, and because there's so much.
I'm excited about that. That's awesome.
There's so much money by doing that. Like you're adding, I don't like something like $100 million in revenue.
But is it at the cost of the game? Is it because like, in order to pull off a longer season, do you have to protect your players more? Because look at the injuries.
Yes.
I mean, aren't we setting records for last year and this year as far as our number one's getting? I mean, people are getting injured left and right.
But injuries are so random and like happenstance.
Do you see it in any other sport?
Well, that's why
I'd love to run the numbers on NBA, NFL.
Well, that's why the NBA started arresting people, and then they get such now. But
people hate that.
But their season is so many more
80 games.
Yeah, and so we're talking about adding a 19th game. So there will be an element of there'll probably be a lot more running back committees. And already seen it.
Yeah.
Like where they'll want to run two backs, even if one's better, just to lessen the chance of one of them getting hurt.
We've done it bits and pieces with the Falcons.
Yeah.
We have the luxury of having two backs. We won't next year.
Which is the worst for fantasy owners when you're waiting for Bijan to score a touchdown. They run in Tyler Algier.
Algier's great.
I know, but he's like, no.
Yeah, I know.
It's the worst feeling ever.
Especially if it's goal line too. You're going to get Algier because he's bigger. They're just like, oh, they run him on the goal line. He's fine.
Yeah. And then I guess the last little bit of story of the NFL that no one talks about, and it's not even a story, but Crystal brought it up, is that when Aaron Rodgers, won that game against Baltimore on Monday night, which is an insane game.
It was insane.
And after the game, they're interviewing him stuff, and then he's playing again against Houston this week, which I'll be betting heavily on Houston because of their pass rush. But I started thinking, I was like, so let's say he wins the playoff game, right?
Okay.
And because he looks older, he's got a gray in his goatee,
He looks
and
grizzled.
he looks grizzled. He looks older, right? It's weird to see a player who has gray in their beard because in other players, like after the game, not celebrate with their family and their kids. Because he doesn't have kids.
Yeah, you're right. It's sad. It's more sad. Damn, Crystal. She's right.
And then Crystal's the emotional. I would never pick this up. I'd be like,
I would have.
But
I'd be like, oh, well, look at that sad guy.
Like
I feel that.
A Matthew Stafford, and there's tons of social media of him with all his daughters run up. He's got like 4 daughters or whatever. Like all the veterans have their kids. Like, I mean, Phillip Rivers was the biggest.
Phillip Rivers made me cry hugging his family. I'm like,
he's
there.
He's got adult kids, but they
have kids. He's hugging his grandbabies and kissing their forehead.
But even back in like the Drew Brees days and the Brady days, they'd always have their kids come after a championship or whatever. Come and
Aaron Rodgers.
Say he does win the Super Bowl, which is up.
Aaron Rodgers down there with Chevy Chase, the 2 most unlikable guys. And Chevy Chase is down there for Aaron Rodgers.
I'll tell you, I watched.
Everyone hates Aaron Rodgers and Chevy Chase.
He got a bad rap. I watched Aaron Rodgers documentary, and he seems fine.
Andrea hates Aaron Rodgers.
She should watch his documentary because he comes off likable on his documentary. He does not. He comes off worse in the media than he did. And I think that's probably why he agreed to the documentary because it makes him.
It helps him out.
Yeah. But anyway, all right, we'll take a quick break. We'll be right back with more Corporate Time. Welcome to Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. We're live on Twitch. We're live on YouTube. Come hang out in the chat room. We would love to see you. We interact with you. We talk to the chat room. We type to the chat room. Twitch.tv/Tom and Dan Live. Or for you YouTube folks, and I know most everybody is a YouTube folk at this point, but YouTube/@Tom and Dan Live.
If you want to get tickets to the Science on Tap Orlando Science Center Beer Fest happening January 24th from 1 to 4, go to osc.org. Get your tickets. Great beer fest every year.
It's my favorite. Other than ours. I have to say ours is my favorite. Plus, it's free. But this beer fest is the nicest. I'll say it's the nicest beer fest.
And
like if you've been to beer fest before, this is the upgrade.
It's classy.
It is. This even the signs are
nice. They
have these little it's the attention to detail. I'm such a sucker for fit and finish, Jeff from the Science Center. If you're listening, whatever you pay to have the little signs, it's worth it.
Yeah.
Because it just makes the whole damn thing look so much better.
Professional,
Yeah, it looks good. It's just clean and nice, and all the beers out there. It's fun, and it's in Lock Haven Park.
It also, the proceeds go to benefit the Science Center, so it keeps it around. So it's a good cause and a great beer fest, and that's Science on Tap, January 24th.
Indeed, they have demonstrations, stuff for you to do so you will not get bored. And Science on Tap.
On the couch with us today, Casey Howell. How you doing, Casey?
Woo! Hot dog.
So
very good to see you,
Casey.
Good to be here.
How was
Happy
your
New Year?
Yeah, how was your New Year's and Christmas?
Oh, my New Year was fantastic. My buddy threw a party, and he kicked everyone out at 12:01. And I thought that was amazing.
Wait, so your buddy is Jim Colbert? So it's the only person I know that will make you stand for the national anthem at the Super Bowl. We're watching it on TV, Jimmy.
So
I take a knee.
He has a New Year's Eve party, and at 12:01, he tells everybody to get the hell out.
Yeah, he's tired. He's got to get to bed.
Now,
wait a minute. Was this buddy your dad?
Damn it. Who is this old curmudgeon man?
He's got to watch The Departed.
So, Casey, what do you do for Christmas, Casey?
Go to a Chinese restaurant.
No, okay,
Dude, not much of a believer,
Well,
I believe in Santa.
When you don't have any kids, then you just Christmas is kind of another day of the week. I was, it's like
I always made it special. Like I think that's the
even before kids.
Yeah, because I'm immature. I'm immature enough, and I'm kid-like and small. I'm like a child. I'm like a fat child. And I would like, I don't know, just like I've always put a little bit of magic in, even if I was like alone. I would probably do
that's the
something.
saddest.
Yeah, it's sad. Though. It is sad.
Yeah, because you
It
were
is
alone
sad.
in that Deltona house for a while.
Yeah, too stupid to know I was alone.
Yeah. So that Deltona house, you would wake up alone. You're a bachelor.
I'd run out. I'd be like, "Oh my God, did Santa come?"
And you put on
I
your
knew.
own clothes.
I knew. I'd already known. I'd run out in footy pajamas with the back down so you could just see my rear end.
Yeah.
Copper tone style.
So what do you got, Daniel? You said you wanted to talk about
I want to
something.
talk about something I did over the. You nailed it too because you're talking about waking up. This is a great segue. Waking up alone or waking up and doing things on your own. My wife has told me that I should do something because she saw me doing it while I was with my family. And it is a concept that she's come up with called the old man breakfast.
All right.
And the old man breakfast is something that I did over the Christmas holiday a couple of times. I did it twice, in fact, at the same place. And I'll use them. We love these guys. They've been in the Tom and Dan universe for years. Johnny's other side. Johnny's filling station. On the weekends, they do a brunch. And it starts, I think, early. It starts pretty early. You know, a lot of brunches, the problem with brunches for a lot of, like, families that have children is that they start later, right? Like, with me and Maisie and Andrea, you know, I have one kid. Getting to brunch at 11, they ain't going to cut it. I got to feed this kid, you know? Like, I got
Well, that's brunch time.
No, I know. But it's nice to have a brunch that goes, like, early and then ekes into that later. So you're getting, you know, for the early birds, for the, quote, old man. Remember, the segment's called Old Man Breakfast.
We're going to
You just want to drink at breakfast. Yeah.
I do want to drink at breakfast.
They call it drinking at breakfast.
I do want to drink at breakfast. No, it's called Old Man Breakfast. And you also have to look like you fought in a foreign war. Yeah, you have to look like that. You have to have that look. So I went, the family went to Johnny's. We're there, like, I swear to God, I don't know what time it started. I swear to you, we're there at like 7. I feel like we're so early. And we're sitting there and we're eating the breakfast. Well, I'm eating, not even paying attention to my family. I'm just sitting there eating my old man breakfast. They have a like a touch tunes in there.
All right.
So
you
put
love
on,
a good touch
I
tunes.
love touch tunes, but I love the way you finish Old Man Breakfast, the completion of Old Man Breakfast. It's 3 parts. First is the breakfast, the most important part. Johnny's, their brunch on the weekends, phenomenal old man breakfast.
Most important meal of the day.
Next up, Coors Light. You got to have a Coors Light or something comparable with your old man breakfast.
With your eggs?
Yes, when you're choking down your eggs, your grits. I love grits. Oh, I love grits.
Something to stave off the shakes.
Grits and Coors Light, and then you finish it with the Touch Tunes Merle Haggard. You put nothing but classic, old, sad country music. And you sit there alone and you sing and eat your breakfast with your Coors Light. I didn't even know my family was there. So then Andrea's like, you should do this by yourself. She's like, look how happy you are. She was like naturally watching me in my environment. She's like, look at this. So I had a smile on my face. I was so happy. I was inspired.
I like that your family was like, you should do this by yourself. This is a lone activity.
Yeah.
Coors Light and grits.
We didn't
Coors Light,
need to
grits,
be
and-
here for this.
Waylon Jennings. Yeah, a little Luckenbach, Texas.
Yeah.
That's a great tune.
Yeah. Just head down
Waylon and
some
Willie and the
food.
boys. So what are the ingredients for your, because you even brought this up, a variation of, and I definitely think this is like a guy thing, but there is something too, there's something that I think most men, I think I can make this stereotype, most men like some sort of curated older gentleman breakfast.
Yeah.
You were looking for, now yours is a variation. You were looking for the wagon wheel breakfast, the cowboy wagon wheel.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
a little different.
You know,
I was looking for old man listens to sad country music's getting drunk breakfast.
yeah, you got to have eggs over easy. As
That's
an old
exactly
man.
like 2 eggs.
All right.
yeah, but
So definitely
they're wet.
Maybe
over
a-
easy's in.
A burnt piece of toast or something.
Toast?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you guys like to? I'm a toast guy.
Yeah,
Well, yeah,
bacon.
I'm not an old man. So.
You know, I used to.
You're getting there,
I'm
though.
getting
yeah. Well, you got old man jeans.
Well, he
for
did.
sure.
Yeah.
No, he did. Look, we can pivot from Old Man Breakfast. We'll come back to it, but we can pivot a little bit because you were talking about Casey possibly being an old man. And do you have anything to plug right now? Do you need to plug anything real quick?
Oh, I got some gigs.
Okay, because I like to do it in the middle because people
Yeah,
are still
absolutely.
listening.
Yeah,
You
before
know,
they
don't
tune
do it at
out.
the end. You don't do it at the end.
get me
I learned that
talking
from
and,
broadcasting school.
All right. It's good technology.
Do you notice anything different about Casey right now since you called him an old man? Do you notice anything different about him?
What, that he can't work his phone now?
that does make him an old man. No, he got all
Where are
his hair
my
off.
readers?
He shaved his head.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I noticed that.
He did it. He got rid of the hair. He was holding on as a younger man, and he said, "You know what? I'm confident enough. I don't need it."
Well,
It was something like that. Yeah.
you
Is that how you did it?
Very confident.
you come from a lineage of is this worth the work? You know,
Right.
like-
This
yeah.
is more work.
No,
It
that's
is.
what,
Yeah.
That's what I was going to
Well,
bring
that's what I'm
up.
saying.
I wanted to ask you about
having
that. Yeah.
hair is more work. Oh no, you saying shaving is more work?
Shaving
Yeah,
is
you have
way
to
more
stay up
work.
with it, dude. You
I
want it
guess
to
you're
look
right,
good.
yeah.
I had to
especially-
wake up 30 minutes early today to look good for you boys.
Yeah,
Okay.
well, you do look good. It
Thank
looks
you.
nice. You do, like, you have a nice head. Not everybody has, like, I have a lumpy, my head's kind of lumpy, so it's probably
That's the only compliment you can give a bald man is, oh, you've got a nice shaped head.
Nah.
It's hard to pull off when you're a white dude as well.
Yeah,
like
you look like a thumb.
Yeah, and you can't grow a beard or like
Yeah.
you're
if you-
sickly
You look
white.
very young,
Yeah.
though.
If-
you look very young.
So like Travolta had it right. If you're gonna go, bald, then grow the beard to compensate.
Yeah, you gotta have
'cause
a
then you
little
look
goatee.
cool.
It's like you turn your head upside down.
Yeah.
Is what you're doing.
And if you have a beard, a full beard, and a totally skin bald head, you go the Travolta and you look cool.
It looks like a choice.
yeah.
No, God has just robbed me.
All right, go back to the what gigs you got
Yeah,
going.
yeah, let's
All
go.
right. On Thursday, I will be hosting an open mic at the Malia Hotel in Celebration, 6 to 9.
There you go.
Hold on,
Yeah.
open mic like stand-up open mic?
Not stand-up,
Oh.
musical open mic.
Oh, okay.
So if you're a musician,
These
performer,
are very popular right now. They're kind of like you're seeing them pop up in even bigger cities. Like have been doing this for a minute, but the traditional, like open mic to me, when I first heard of the term open mic, was not stand up open mic. It was music open mic, and we're back to that now. We're back.
So, explain how does this work as far as like I've been dabbling around with
Yeah.
some Santeria, my
yeah.
acoustic
He
guitar.
calls it Santeria Plus.
And I'll bring it out every once in a while when some people come
Yeah.
into my house. I'm like, hey, you want me to get a guitar? And I offered to get my guitar to play a couple tunes, and then no
the
one
party ends.
Who wants me to? Anybody want me to tally some bananas here? All right, let's do this.
And no one at the party says yes,
No.
but I'm like, okay, I'll do it.
Yeah.
And he's like, and everybody's like looking around, like, did you say yes?
no one is vocalizing their discomfort.
And then I go, and then I just start, I don't practice Santeria.
You do a little bit of that, yeah.
I don't practice guitar.
and I'll play
Yeah.
it.
What else do you do?
Yeah. And then,
Welcome to the Hotel California.
yeah. I don't know. That was too hard.
But yeah, you would be welcome. You would be welcome to come on out.
I played Jer as a race car driver. People were like, why'd you choose that?
Everybody's like, you're playing a guitar. That's on bass.
And then a little Big Brown Beaver, just
Yeah.
because I've always liked Big Brown Beaver.
So what you would do is you'd
Shouts
play
out
the
Winona.
diddle. You'd
Yeah.
play that.
I used to know
on
how to
your-
play that on bass.
You'd play that on guitar one little bit, and then you'd lean into your mic and go, Winona's Big Brown Beaver. And that way, and then you'd laugh and laugh.
So anyway, I've been doing that, and then I hear Casey Howell's hosting an open mic.
Yeah.
So,
So
I'm
you
like,
load up your guitar, you throw it in the case.
I'm bringing
You jump in your car.
Big Brown Beaver
Yeah.
to this open mic, and then I
You have
just
to
sign up. How long do I get?
You can get up to, we've been doing 30 minutes because we haven't had too many performers. We're building our...
Okay, I thought 30 minutes is a long time. I only have
set up.
Santeria, Big Brown Beaver.
Like 20 minutes
You
of
got
it
to
is
bring it
set
back
up.
around. You got to do 3 brown beavers and 2 Santerias.
I'm going to be like, do it again, do it again.
Bring another. I
gotta do it. I'm dying out here.
Do crowd participation with Big Brown Beaver.
I think that guy really liked it.
do I say brown, you say beaver. Do that. Brown, beaver, brown. Is it working?
Hey, scream, y'all want to see a leprechaun scream, hell yeah.
You want to see leprechauns say hell yeah.
Do some old YouTube.
I will.
And finish with duck job.
I'm drowning out there. I could go for anything, please.
So
let's
now
go
what
back.
happens if I end? Do I just walk off and be like, that? I don't have the 30, and then I just walk.
Orlando, that's my time.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
all right.
So you So this is a great venue. It's in a hotel. Is it like a lounge area or a stage? Or,
Yeah, it's a restaurant inside the hotel.
Oh, wow.
But, yeah.
And then so restaurant inside the hotel, and then people go to you, they sign up. Do you come out and play a couple tunes to like prime the pump?
Yeah,
As the
usually
host,
I'll start it out. I'll play 30 minutes or so.
Okay, cool. And then other people can kind of slide in there and they can play a little bit and like showcase. It doesn't have to be original, right?
Doesn't have to be original.
It just
You can
has
play
to be
whatever
decent.
you want.
You want to like do a good job.
I mean, yeah, if you'd like.
Is it mainly acoustic guitar?
That's mainly what we've had.
Okay, but it could be any.
Yeah, you can
musical
bring a
instrument.
keyboard. I have a cajon if you want to play a little. Yeah.
What's up, everybody? It's Tom Mayan. I'm going to do a little Van Halen jump. I get out, and no tongue is wide out.
All right, you're invited.
Actually, I would watch you. I would watch you play Casio.
Well, of course, I can't do it.
Come on, don't get the record machine.
You know, a friend of mine's dad. I should get him on the show just to talk about this.
It's David Lee Roth.
His name's Bill, and Chris Savage. He helped me with motocross
Absolutely.
back in the day with stunts. His dad, Bill, started. He always had like a jam room with him and his buddies. Not to be disrespectful. He's older, and his old buddies that come in and
I
jam.
would have a jam room. I dreamed of having a jam room.
And then he started a band with these buddies. It's called Slapback. And then now he's been playing motocross events. And now he's drifted over to bars. And he sends me a flyer of some bar he's playing.
That's awesome.
And then I'm like, oh, this is awesome. Like, and he's like, he's like, we're just gonna do it for fun. Like, play these. I'm sure the venue pays him, but it's like I like the idea of that because
you
a lot
wanna
of people
start a
quit
dad
playing
band?
music after because they can't do it for a living. But you don't have to do it for a living. You can do it for a hobby.
Do you want to start a dad band? We can call it
You want to
Big
play
Bat.
music together? We can play music. Yeah, I'm not that busy.
with Casey Howell.
Yeah. How about we call it Danny and the Losers?
I like that Casey's like playing at his normal gigs, and then we're playing with him. He's like, I could have done this by myself and made all the money. In fact, that's what I would rather do.
Do you ever get anybody up there that's they're setting in for minute, let's say number 6, and you're like, this is
it's real
not
bad?
good. Not that I would want to put you on the spot, but
Yeah, my first day, I had like 5 musicians tell me that they were going to come out. But I don't know if you guys know this. Musicians are notoriously unreliable.
What? Yeah, they overextend
Believe it or
themselves.
not.
They drink too much. They lie to your face.
Yeah, but they were so nice about it, though. So,
well, they're beautiful people. I love
exactly
them.
0 of them showed up.
And also musicians, just like myself, love telling you what you want to hear.
Oh, yeah.
So
And
when
they love the
Real people
applause.
pleasers.
and because they're usually drunk at the time you told them about the open mic, and they're like, yes, for
Yeah,
sure.
I'll be there.
I'll be there.
Well, I was high, so.
There you go.
And then when the day comes around, you're like,
I got a root canal on that day.
So
The move I like to do is that I pretend to forget about it by actively pushing it out of my brain so I can't lie to the person.
That's
Does that
an
make me a
anxiety
bad
move
person?
for
So
sure.
you actively forget about the event that you know is coming.
I've never talked about this. I can actively if you said like, hey, you coming to the open mic thing? I'm like, yeah, I'm coming to the open mic. When is it? It's tomorrow at 2 p.m. I'd be like, yeah, I'll be there. Tomorrow, I wake up. I'm get up 8:30 or whatever, 8:30 a.m. I'll remember it. I won't want to go. Actively forget about it.
You got to remember to forget.
That way I can't lie to you. That way I'm not lying to you when you go like, hey, you didn't show up. You're like, and then I go, I forgot about it. And it's true.
I like that, Casey. Tom and Dan, remember to forget. If you can actively forget, that's a good talent.
Yeah.
That's a superpower.
Yeah, I can do it.
Yeah.
So when you have a person that's struggling, I mean, I guess just like an open mic with a comedian, like that's part of being a performer is going through the struggle. Although when you're playing music, I feel like it's less awkward than if you're telling jokes because at the end of whatever bad song you're playing, like people will sympathy clap for you.
No.
No?
No.
They'll just stay like nothing.
God,
Okay.
man. I was going to go with you on that one too. I would think that they don't. They
No,
don't.
absolutely not. Not with some of the performers I have had.
Not even a sympathy
this makes me
clap.
wanna
Not a
come out.
sympathy clap.
Oh, this makes me want to come out and see. Where is this again?
It's at the Malia Hotel
There
in
you go.
Celebration.
There you go.
We had this one kid come out on my first day. All my musicians had bailed. I'm trying to do a good job. I'm real nervous and everything.
Yeah.
So I'm just looking for somebody. And there was this, resident of the hotel. He's just staying there. And he comes up
Oh my
to me.
God! It was Coco. It was the little boy from Coco.
He comes up to me.
Remember me.
And he asked me, he's like, do you mind if I make some noise? And I'm like, oh, okay, this guy wants to rock. That's what I say to my dad all the time when I want to rock and roll. And so I give him the guitar, and he's messing around with my foot pedal. And I'm like, oh, you need a tuner or anything? He's like, no, I don't need a tuner. And I'm thinking, oh, he must be like a great musician. He's going to tune by ear or anything. So I give him the guitar, and he finds the loudest setting on my foot pedal. And he just rips into the guitar and starts fiddling with the tuning pegs and just going.
I like this guy
Like
already.
literally just making loud, annoying noise.
Yeah.
That happened for about 30 seconds, and I'm just in utter disbelief. And I'm looking at my dad. I'm like,
What's your dad do? Because he's there. I mean, he
Yeah.
had to be. Was he laughing or was he?
He was
'cause
kind of
he
in
get mad too.
yeah, he could, but I think he wanted to let me handle it and
Yeah.
everything. And
I bet he was laughing.
it was wild. But time froze. Time stood still.
Yeah, that's uncomfortable, man.
And I go up to the guy and I'm like, hey, buddy, what are you doing there? He's
yeah, like you do with
"Yeah,
a special
I'm just
needs
making
person. Where
some.
You're like, hey, buddy.
He had a 1,000-yard stare in his eyes. He was not answering my questions the right way.
Yeah, 'cause
Something
he had
was
a,
off.
He had a taste of fame.
Yeah. So I asked him, I was like, do you know any songs? He's like, no, I don't know any songs. I'm really
I
into
don't even
creating
know where I'm at right now.
soundscapes, man.
Yeah.
I want to
Soundscapes.
escape.
That's when you rip the guitar out of the person's hands and you're like, get the hell out of here.
Yeah, I asked him. I was like, so you don't know how to play guitar? He's like, no, I never played guitar in my life.
I do like his
confidence.
but with that see, that's the confidence I don't have for anything.
Yeah.
For nothing. I have nothing in my life. Am I that confident?
Yeah, but the person is an
Mentally,
R-word.
yeah.
You know, so I'm like,
Yeah.
get the hell out of here.
I don't know. He looked so cool. He had a cool young kid hairdo, and he was so aloof that I thought that maybe he was just like.
I'm going to teach you something that maybe you don't know. Then this is something that Maisie had to teach me.
I don't think you know it.
Kids that look cool now may not be cool.
Yeah.
When kids looked cool when we were growing
They were
up,
cool.
They were cool. But there's a lot of kids that look cool
Yes,
out there,
you're
but
right.
they're not cool.
Yes,
I'm
yeah.
not. This is not a. I'm not making a joke. I'm being serious.
Yeah.
When I
Yeah,
say
yeah,
this.
because-
Well, I was fooled.
The dorks of our generation now can assimilate
Yeah, they can.
easier because there's so much free information of what's cool out there.
Yeah.
We didn't know back in our day. Like we just know from our
We were gatekeepers.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. You can research anything now.
Well, like obviously we had like MTV, we're seeing that, but we're like that's but as far as locally, like now every kid could see all the kids in their community and the cool ones and the not cool ones and just mimic them.
Yeah. So you find something a hybrid and you stick yourself in there. Next
Yeah,
thing
yeah,
you know, nobody knows.
But there's a lot of uncool
Coolers.
kids
Yeah.
that are dressed like cool kids that are not cool at all.
Yeah,
And,
100%.
Because the percentage of actually human beings that are cool has got to be like, under 10. So like you're
Negative.
talking about 90% of
No,
society
no.
are not cool.
No.
And then like under 10% or 10% of them are actually cool. Anyway. So Casey, with what's your next gig that you're playing?
My next gig will be another open mic at the Malia. Come on out. It's in Celebration,
There
6
you
to
go.
9.
Super nice.
At Friday, I'll be at Happening Sports Pub in Winter Haven. Come on out and check that out. Sunday, I'll be at the Backyard in Ocoee, 5 to 8. Should be
Nice.
some beautiful weather out there. It's all outside.
So going back to some advice I'm going to give Casey about events or your own events and stuff is that never trust anybody. That's it.
Yeah.
Just-
I'm on it.
Yeah.
Because
I got that tattooed on my shoulder.
There's we've been burned so many times with events and things.
Oh, about
where,
people showing up? Yeah.
Or there's just someone coming in like, hey, I could do this for you, or I know how to do this, or whatever.
Yeah.
And then you're like, okay, why would that person say that if they weren't confident that they could do it.
Yeah.
Because
we ask a lot of whys around here. Why would that happen? Why?
You guys are modern philosophers.
But it does. It always happens.
Because I'm tricked by, again, like you said, this is a weird, like if someone's like, hey, can I make some noise? Like who would get up and just start literally making
He was so
horrible
confident.
noise on a guitar just
Yeah.
for, like, isn't this awkward for you? Isn't this weird that everybody's like, I have to close in their ears? Like, what the
Yeah.
hell are you doing? Like, but it's not for this person.
He was loving it.
And there's a lot
He was
of
having a
people-
good time until I stopped. He was like, why'd you stop me?
And then a lot of people, you know what's hurt us a lot as a society is that super successful people have told society, like, the Shark Tank people of the world, and everybody's like, hey, you know what you got to do? Fake it till you make it.
Yeah,
right?
we have
Like,
said that.
and then it's like,
Yeah.
even if you don't know how to do something, tell people you do, because that then you'll get that responsibility. You do a good job, and then you'll work your way up, and you know what I'm saying? So everybody's like, okay, fake it till you make it. The problem is, it's only good advice to people that have the ability to make it.
yeah.
And that's a small percentage going
See
back.
that light at the end of the tunnel.
It's almost back to the dork percentage. 90% of the people can't make they
Stop faking it.
they can't fake it enough to actually come
Make it.
across as doing the job. They attempt to fake it and horribly fail.
Yeah.
So should it have
So
been said, fake it? Only fake it if you can make it.
Yes, yes.
Is that what it
Yes.
should be?
Fake it if you have the prerequisite skill level to make
Yeah,
it.
if
Yeah,
you
yeah.
can
It rolls
make
off the
it,
tongue.
Yes,
if
yes.
you can make it, fake it.
Fake it if you can make it. Not fake it till you make it, because you'll never make it. Faking it because you're an idiot.
The idiot part's clunky, but I like where it's going. I like where
We're
it's
gonna
going.
have the part
No, I
of
like that
why
part.
you can't
This,
make it.
We can put that in lowercase,
yeah.
Helvetica.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
advice is a little abstract for me.
Well,
How do you feel hearing that from Tom? How does that make you feel?
Fake.
but like Casey, I feel like you can fake it till you make it in most scenarios. You have experience. You're a good musician.
Thank
so
you.
if someone asks
We've been
you,
playing a long time now.
yeah, like,
you know.
and you have the experience, but a lot of people without any of the experience and stuff will just be like, oh, can you do this, or can you facilitate this? And they'll be, yes, I can, because they're like, hey, fake it till you make it. And then when it's the time to execute,
Yeah.
they cannot do that.
Right.
and then where other people are left, why'd you tell me you could do it? And then you're
Yeah.
like, fake it till you make it.
We've had that
I
a
was told-
lot.
Yeah.
We've had that a lot where I'm like, what do you mean you can't do it?
Yeah.
And then I
So
always
you told me
have
you
to put
could.
that on me, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And
You're
so
a bad cop. Good cop, bad
Well,
cop.
should you ask for proof? Prove to me that you can do this.
it's hard, and that comes with, I guess, just the knowing the
Living.
person's experience, or like. But a lot of times you don't have time to start vetting
people,
everybody you work with. You just take their word for it,
Yeah.
And you, because you assume that if someone tells you to your face that they could do it, then it's like, why would they say that? But back to the faking it. It's like they were told by business people.
Well, why'd you say that? Well, because
To always say
I was
yes.
told to fake it until I make it. I was hoping I would make it. Well, you're ruining my life. You're not helping me at all.
Yeah. And this is, you're not making it.
Yeah.
This is a proof that you can't make it.
Do you see when people get up there, are that most of these people that know what they're doing musically, or do you see some nerves when you're seeing people get up there and try to do
I don't think
that?
they're mutually exclusive. I think a lot of people know
Are they
what they're-
professionals? Are they like contemporaries of yours? Or most of these people maybe are not taking, because this is a cool
I would say
thing.
most of them are amateurs.
Right.
Yeah, so
That's exciting.
for amateurs and stuff, I'm sure that there's a fair amount of nerves that
yeah.
they get when they get there. So maybe they don't perform up to their standards.
That's
or
what my
they-
point is, though.
Yeah.
That's a nice stage to be able to play
Yeah.
on in a very professional, and because the chat room is just kind of going off about how nice the hotel
Oh,
is.
yeah, it's a really nice
Yeah,
hotel.
so like it's not very. I mean, anybody can. My point is, anybody can kind of play a dive bar. This would be. I would be nervous because of the clientele.
Yeah,
which
that's
is kind
why
of
I was nervous
exciting.
about that.
Oh, I bet.
Casey,
I bet. Nice room.
I have a question about your job in particular. You and your dad's
What job?
As being a performer and playing for all types of different style, events and occasions and
Yeah,
things.
I mean, there's not There's probably not many event styles you haven't done.
Yeah.
You've done weddings,
tried
and
a lot.
birthdays, and private parties. And
So, like, let's say I'm going back to I practice my acoustic guitar enough where I can, I got more than Santeria, Brown Beaver.
how many do you have? You have Jerry was a race car driver.
Yeah.
You have Winona's Big Brown Beaver. You have Santeria.
You're good.
I
man.
also I added in
Which
need
is
more.
weird that you have those 3 songs. If
I
those
added-
are the only 3 you can play. Do you have any that's like
Yes, I've added
for
in
kids?
Cake, the popular Cake song.
Okay, what,
Oh,
going
which
the
one?
distance?
Yeah, Going the Distance
Which is
by Cake.
weird on guitar. Weird
Yeah.
to play that on guitar. You also play trumpet, breaks the trumpet up for kids.
And then I've added the acoustic version of NWA that they play, that I think Plain White Tees plays, where it's like take the
Oh, like an ironic white boys rap.
Yeah.
yes, I love that.
Inner city black rap over.
You
emo
play it at like a
music.
frat party to get a drunk girl.
Yeah, I like that. I'm playing NWA acoustic
All
with
the
the
boys in
N-word.
the hood are always hard to come talking that trash and we'll pull your car.
Yeah.
That's
And then,
beautiful. Good duet.
The crowd loves it when I say the N-word too.
I need a copter so I can get away clean and take the P word along, if you know what I mean.
So let's say I get my act together, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then now I want to get booked. Casey,
He's called WWA. White guy with attitude, which is another weird name.
no, but it's not white guy.
Yeah.
It's the WN word, if you know what I mean.
I'm not touching this.
Don't touch it. It's hot.
No, it's the WN
Yeah,
word. You
it's
know
the
what I mean?
WN
word.
The WNBA.
I can't even say it. Anyway,
No,
so
you can't.
I come out with my act, and then you're managing me.
Yeah.
You and your dad, and then so.
And Jeff's worried about it. It's a problem. He's stressed. He's stressed.
Yeah, but
about
he's got 1 foot in retirement, so this
Yeah.
is the time to get him.
Yeah, but this is
I
almost
sell myself
forcing him
good.
out. This is
Yeah.
almost pushing him
Oh,
into full
Hey,
retirement.
I'm faking it real good. So, and then I get booked at a bar, right? So I imagine
Tonight only, it's WN-word live with his hit 3 songs: Winona's Big Brown Beaver, Jerry was a race car driver, Santeria, and some other stuff.
So I get booked at the bar, and
How do you dress for your performance?
I have a puka shell necklace, like in
so you're
the
going
90s.
full cabin boy.
Yeah. I have tight, like rash guard
Hey, take
style.
your shirt off. Just go puka.
No.
Just go puka and
No, I have tight rack and like baggier
you
jeans.
need
Like I'm
those-
dressed
you
like
need
the
those
90s.
Straight. I went to a party over the weekend. I got to tread lightly. Where there was a man there that dressed like Benton Boone. He had the tiny straight pants, like sailor pants. You know how sailor pants are straight,
Yeah.
and they're not bell bottoms because they don't bell out. The waist is the same.
Yeah. It's
Size as the bottom. They're not Jinkos either. They're very elegant, straight Benson Boone. He had booners on. He had some booners on. And he had a tiny coat. He had a wife beater tucked into his booners with a white belt. And then he had a wife beater tucked into white pants, white belt. Then he had a light blue tiny coat.
Weird.
Yeah.
Well, send him our way. Sounds like a great performer.
Yeah, I think you should wear the Benson Boone.
So my long question is, Casey, I'm sure there's an element of you have to read the room while you're playing, to the point where, like, sometimes the majority of the room is actually watching you, and sometimes your background music. So I'm sure you have to, like, literally at the moment read whether you should talk to the audience or you should just stick to background music, and that's what they want.
Like real-time adjustments.
And I'm sure that's hard because some performers like myself have a mic, and after I get done with Brown Beaver, I'm doing some light stand-up crowd work. Yeah. And then the crowd is half paying attention, and I'm like using...
What's the deal?
How many
mic
people here
time.
have seen a big beaver? Raise your hand.
I'm using
Raise
my...
your hand. If you've seen a big beaver, what's your name? What do you do for a living, sir? How do you feel about beavers?
And I'm using my mic time. Plus,
Are you guys two dating? Are you dating?
I'm trying to get some good social media footage for my Instagram
Yeah,
because
to give
it's
to
all
Melissa.
If you want to do a TikTok dance or something, you're fine.
Not that.
If you miss WN-word, you miss this. And then a clip of you.
So know how much have you seen other performers not understand the room and talk too much on the mic, and then you're like, "Hey, buddy, just play the music. That's what they want." How do you gauge
I love
that?
a good buddy. Hey, buddy.
Hey, pal.
Yeah, like-
hey, looky here.
How do you know when the crowd doesn't want you to talk to them, they just want background, as opposed to it's just by eyes on you?
I would say most people generally have a sense of apprehension in front of a microphone, from what I've seen.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
it's like people aren't trying to push their luck or anything, or
You haven't
do
met
anything
W
outside.
Inward. He loves the microphone.
In fact, that's all. I don't even want to play the music.
Yeah. He just wants to get out there and talk about politics. Scream his politics out here.
Hey, if you can fill 30 minutes, please.
That's always been a tough gig for me to like. Anytime I'm watching an acoustic performer at a venue, like I
hate it when people are being disrespectful.
I feel drawn.
Makes me uncomfortable.
I feel like I need to pay attention to them, even though if
agree.
everybody else is like, "Hey, this is background music," or, and
I'll make
every
a
time they
point.
stop a song, I will clap
Yeah.
no matter what.
I'll go further
you.
because I'm an emotional person. I'll do that thing where I'll pay so much attention that I'll stick my posture will get better, as if to tell everyone around me, "Hey, shut up."
Yeah.
Because I know I'm not gonna go.
You're my-
Shh. I'm not gonna shush everybody. That's maybe a step too far. But I will almost like posture to let you know, like, "Hey, this guy's playing. Can we keep it down a little bit?"
That's
so we
awesome.
Can...
I love that. Thank you.
But it's because it makes me uncomfortable. Like I hate when I hate open mics for stand up when the guy's doing the jokes and everybody's yelling at the bar. I'm like, oh
The
god,
stand up is real.
It makes me uncomfortable.
It's because at least the music can then just fade into background music, and then it seems like the performer's fine with that too. Like, all right, this is what this gig's
I think
about.
they know what they signed up
And,
for.
and then
Yeah.
everybody's cool with having live background music. The stand-up part, and Ross has dealt with this for years. Like, if people don't know they're there for stand-up, then they get annoyed that that person's
Why
trying
are you
to
talking?
trying to force it on
Yeah.
them, and then you feel like you're like, hey, I was just here at the bar. Why is this guy like? I didn't.
Music's a touch
come
more
here
passive.
For,
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. It could be background. Stand-up can't be background. Anyway, so Casey, any other things you want to plug?
Yeah, I just want to plug my gigs again. Thursdays at Malia are the open mic. Any performers, come on out, help us out. That would be fantastic. Happening Sports Pub in Winter Haven on Friday. We'll be there 7 to 10. And Sunday I'll be at the Backyard in Ocoee 5 to 8. Come on out.
All right.
Say hi to your dad for us. We love that man.
Okay, we'll do.
And if I
What did he get you for Christmas? He doesn't get kids gifts. That was a trick question. That was a trick question.
Yeah.
He
Was
does
that-
not get kids gifts, even his
Well,
own
that
kids.
was his business partner.
Yeah.
I guess we don't give each other gifts. Yeah.
We would have, like for milestones.
He adjusted the will.
For like milestones and things, we'll get like
Yeah,
occasionally.
I need to get you a gift for your 50th birthday.
No,
That's
you
a
don't.
milestone.
No, you don't.
That's a milestone. I got you one for your 40th, right? That was a drone for your 40th?
It was the drone. For,
I'll get you another drone.
yeah, say what? Just rewrap it.
That thing is old as that. Like,
Yeah, I still have it though.
yeah. But and it's
The blades are all chopped. You can't fly it. You want a drone with some chopped blades?
Yeah, why not?
I already promised that to my kids. I'm gonna rewrap that for next year's because the Max was like, I want a drone with a camera on it. I'm like, I'll get you one.
Yeah, we got one.
I got a
I
good
get everything.
one.
Daddy gets everything secondhand. Let me just talk to some of my millionaire
I know a
friends.
guy.
Still in
I
the
got a drone
box.
guy.
Yeah, still in the box. Oh, yeah, they won't even
You know
notice
what's
the
funny
blades.
is still in the box means nothing. Like, still in the box. Still in the box. What does that even mean?
All right,
Appreciate you, buddy.
let's take a
appreciate you.
break. We'll be back with more corporate time. Welcome back to the Tom and Dan Show.
I like that. You threw me for a loop. You threw me for a loop.
That's what we should start calling this thing.
the Tom and Dan Show?
Yeah,
I'm okay with that. Do you think a corporate time is too confusing?
Well, yeah. I mean, a bunch of people ask, like, when are they doing that rebrand again? Because we announced that. I say we.
But I think it would be
announced
more confusing if we do the rebrand now.
Well, you just change everything. You like Tom and Dan Show.
Yeah.
And then.
Are we back there on that?
Well,
Because, yes, you are correct. Okay, over the break, what Tom's referencing over the break, we did have a BDM, a listener. I like the dance. That was good. We had a BDM on the BDM page. If you're not a BDM member, you can sign up and get extra shows, private parties, be part of a community. TomandDan.com/registration. We had a gentleman on the BDM Facebook page basically say, like, hey, what happened to the rebrand? I thought they were going to rebrand at corporate time. And the plan earlier last year, and we kind of started teasing it, was that we were going to pull back from all of the specialized specific names of the show, and we're going to kind of go to a more umbrella brand name of just everything is under the umbrella of Tom and Dan.
Yeah, which it kind of already was, and most of our logos, the Danger Brain, have come up with.
This would just be more intentional.
It's just Tom and Dan, yeah. And then, so I just, a corporate time is, we're dealing, like the show's been around for 11 years now, going on 12 years.
Yeah.
And so 12 years ago was a different time than now, obviously. And I know it doesn't feel like that, especially to us older people, but that is what was happening 12 years ago is different than now.
Yeah.
And like back then when we started this, we didn't even know how long it was going to go. And it was like, it's a sister show to a mediocre time. That's why it's a corporate time. It's on terrestrial radio. It's censored. It made sense to our listeners, who were the only really listeners that we cared about, because we're like, hey, now mediocre time listeners are going to be able to hear this on the radio and they'll get the joke, and then everybody will get more content, because at that time we were only doing one show a week.
Correct.
And they liked the more content.
Yeah.
But then as 12 years go by, we have a lot of new listeners coming in and we're promoting ourselves and stuff. So but it doesn't even connect why the hell the show is called a corporate time.
No,
there's no
people
connection
don't even
anymore.
think about it. Yeah,
and then when
we've done a piss poor job of explaining it. We have.
But then it's hard to explain every time. It's like, we're calling this a corporate time because it's a sister show to our original, a mediocre time, which was uncensored.
Yeah, but it's not our style either. Like, we're not good explainers. Even if we did that once a month, it would have helped. We're more of like, that's the name of it. You know the name of it. Let's start making some jokes. And I appreciate that.
So, and I go back and forth because I think about this all the time. I'm tortured by it.
Yeah, I know.
But one aspect, it's like, just leave it the same, because people like the familiarity.
That's where I am now.
Of the routine of the same thing.
No, I wasn't that. Prior to Christmas, I was more about the rebrand.
Yeah.
But for whatever reason, now I've changed my mind. Now I'm back like, it's fine.
And then so like, why go through a bunch of rebrand and change it when it's people like it the way it is or whatever, and then but then the other side of it is, you have a show that is out there that is confusing to the person that doesn't know about it. And that's where we got to focus on nowadays in a time.
You want to be better. You want to make it easier for you to understand what you're listening to. Yeah, we need every listener we can get. Yes.
And then, so in a time where it's like, what's your show called? A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. It's like, is it a business podcast? Because especially now where it's like the radio show aspect, I'm not so worried about, because your radio show could be named anything, because you're on the radio amongst other radio shows, and there's nothing else there's other radio stations, but it's not the insane infinity of podcasts.
Yeah, radio is way more rare than podcasts.
And so you could name your radio show, and it could be, everybody kind of realizes radio is about a bunch of different topics. It's rarely about one, even like the Magic Mechanic and like other brokered shows that they pay for time.
Yeah,
those guys get off in the weeds about other topics and stuff too. It's not always about.
They don't want to be doing click and clack all. You know what they wanted to talk about? Porno. I can hear it in their voice. Click and clack. Those guys, a couple of pin-up perverts. You can hear it in their voice.
But
and they're definitely gone now that PBS has completely been nuked off the face of the planet. We're good.
And nowadays, in 2026,
moving the studio to Venezuela.
Most podcasts in 2026 are about a particular topic, I feel. They're not as just generic and broad radio broadcasty as, like, I think those are the rarities, and the podcast about a particular topic is the majority.
Agreed.
So now that is a thing in society, calling your podcast a corporate time triggers anybody who doesn't know us to believe it's a business podcast.
Oh, I'm sure it's happened a lot.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, and they're like, oh, this is a podcast about business. Not interested. And not a basically an improv comedy show about variety.
About our
of
own
it.
lives. It's
Potpourri.
very selfish.
Yeah.
It's very unique.
But we're making fun of ourselves. We're making fun of everybody. A lot of making fun.
Yeah, a lot of making fun. We make fun.
And then just random.
We love poking fun.
Totally random. Don't know where it's gonna go. Type of conversational improv that me and you have been doing for
Decades.
Double
decade.
In the podcasting world, if what is it, 16 years?
09.
Yeah, 17 years.
And then before that, we did how many years in radio? So, I mean, that's a lot.
But so just in the podcast, so that's the dichotomy that I'm stuck with is like leave it the same, it's fine, or and then just the show is the same. Then nothing changes.
Yeah.
It's just the name is just the Tom and Dan show.
There'd be a little bit. Like, we would probably change imaging on here, right? Or no? Would we just start calling it the Tom and Dan show?
Some of the imagery has always been about like joking about the corporate grind, and it's like we were leaning into the joke of like
working in a building, the overhead, and we're up there late at night, and we're in the elevator,
which was an
glass ceiling, and women getting held down,
which was an inside joke that from before we started doing the podcast full time, that working for the man, the bees stinging you. The anger bees in your stomach.
You know what sucks now is we make our own bees now. We're hive men, right? We got these hives of bees. They still sting our stomachs just as much, except we're creating our own bees. And I almost feel like that's more insulting. I liked it better when I was getting stung by other people's bees.
Well,
having your own bees sting is hard.
I was just talking to someone.
And then we'll do voicemails, I promise.
Okay, yeah.
We said voicemails, then we got off into pontificating whether or not we're going to rebrand the show.
I was just talking to someone else who runs a small business, and they were telling me the same. It's literally the same issues that everybody goes through and the same grind and stuff. And that's the thing about starting your small business or working for yourself. Is it's the same amount of stress, sometimes even more, but just in a different way. There's no work that is stress-free for the most part. Like, I'm sure some people have it, or business or whatever.
It's kind of a rarity, right?
But that's the rarity. You're always dealing, like, there's no free lunch. I tell my sons all the time. I'm like, you cannot have.
And you make them pay for their lunch, too. They pay you for your lunch.
You cannot have, for them.
What's a grilled cheese in the van house? What's it cost a grilled cheese in the van house?
I'm teaching my sons that's free lunch. Like, I'm saying.
But they're doing they're watching what you do, not what you say.
They'll
be fine. They'll be fine.
I do the same thing with Love Thy Neighbor.
So what, you yell at them and you say there's no free lunch, but you give them as much lunch as they. Is that what you're confessing to?
I did that with Love Thy Neighbor. I'm like,
the listeners write you about this constantly, right? About how you want comes up. This is the number one email I get over a holiday break is people that will email me and go like, why does Tom complain about his sons not having grit, yet he does not do anything, not even one little thing.
Yeah, to
not
give them
even
grit.
one to give them grit.
Well,
and I you know what?
That's
I don't
the comedy.
I don't write back anymore. I don't know what to say.
No, the comedy of it is.
But I don't think they're laughing anymore. they're like, they're like, it's only funny for a while.
No, but you don't want to hear. You're like, you know what? I made my sons do chores today. They did them. What was funny about that? It was funny. It's like I made them egg sandwiches, and I'm mad that they're weak because I'm complaining about the.
But they think you're really doing it. I think
parental dilemma that everybody wants something, and they're like, why don't my kids do this? Well, you're not doing anything. And that's the funny part to me. It's like saying, why am I so fat? But you don't do anything
we know
about
that
it. Or whatever the hell you're complaining about. It's funny to me when you just complain, but you don't do anything to change it.
Yeah. It is pretty funny.
Because that's what every human does. That's what we're all doing.
It is pretty funny.
And when I hear someone else, it's nothing funny about me like, I decided to lose weight, and I did.
I think they want a victory. I think if I had to answer that question honestly, I think that maybe they care about you and they want a victory. They don't want to feel. I don't think people want to see you struggle all the time. It's just like when you're watching a movie.
Everybody's struggling.
Yeah, they do, but they want you to win occasionally. And I want you to win occasionally.
Well,
I don't want you to always lose.
Yeah,
That's
but
not fun. You want your favorite people to win sometimes.
Yeah, but
and you're some of their favorite people.
Yeah, but I never talk about the wins because it's not funny.
Yeah, that's true. I've said that before.
There's
about,
nothing funny about it.
walking up the stairs is not funny. Falling down the stairs is funny.
Every vacation I go, I complain about, and people I'm sure are like, Jesus Christ, this guy's complaining about every goddamn vacation he goes on. But that's the funny parts to me. Telling you about the good things is not funny at all.
I know.
And then so it was like, we used to have this conversation with other people where they're like, why are you so negative? I'm like, that's where the comedy is,
No, I get it. Believe me, I completely understand it. Speaking of negativity, talking about somebody who, is turning his life around, I believe, our good friend Mike B. I believe he's on the sobriety train, and he's taking it a little more, I think he did massive changes, meaning I think he did cigarettes, I think he did
caffeine.
alcohol, I think he did caffeine.
I saw that. He did like...
he's exercising.
It's like 40 days with no, cigarettes, caffeine, alcohol.
That's hard.
Yeah, no, it is. I mean, it's a struggle. The struggle. I want to hear about the struggle, and I want to hear him fail. Which he eventually will.
Yeah, he will.
And then I'm like, oh yeah, it happened.
Yeah, we knew it.
I want him to succeed, but the inevitable failure is coming for all of us.
He left a message on our BDM page over the weekend. I asked him politely to leave us the same sort of deal in a voicemail form so we could play it on the show.
Okay.
Here's our very good friend, Mike B.
Hey, Tom and Dan. Mike B from the Ono Radio Show here. So, I'm stopping by the Wawa the other day, and, I enjoy myself a fine breakfast sandwich every now and again when I can't make breakfast at home. And I get in, and from across the way, I see that they've got a sausage biscuit, and I think it's their best breakfast sandwich, bar none.
I'd appreciate it if you'd call these by their actual names, Mike B. And you're a foodman. You should know this. They're called Wawa Sizzlies.
It's a Sizzly or Sizzler?
No, it's a Sizzly. How dare you? A Sizzler is a steak restaurant. A Sizzly is a microwaved sausage biscuit. Everyone knows that.
So I approach, and I'm coming up on a line. It's probably 5 people deep, and I reach through the middle of the line and just, excuse me real
Sizzli, for those following along. Sizzly.
quick, and I grab the sausage breakfast sandwich.
Sizzly.
And as I'm exiting to, go get my pineapple lemonade, which I enjoy, this woman, probably in her 40s and like medical scrubs, looks at me and goes, "You need to wait your turn."
I ain't gonna let no dog groomer tell me I can't take my Sizzly.
So
that ain't gonna happen.
Okay, so I saw Mike's question on the BDM page.
So basically, the lady was calling him out for the lines at Wawa typically go past a hot food cabinet.
Yes.
And inside of there are 4 different types of Sizzlies and also their baked potato product. It's almost like a hash brown item.
His question was, should I wait in the line with no Sizzly and until I get to the point where it's
a grabbable Sizzly,
and then I grab the Sizzly?
You have to be an arm's length of said Sizzly.
Or do I go and grab and break the line, grab the Sizzly, then go to the back of the line with my Sizzly?
And get back in line with the warm Sizzly.
Because because his question was, this lady mean mugged him.
She said something. She actually said, and but trust me, man, I've had people mean mug. But if you are correcting me like a child in the Wawa, I better be doing something wrong. And in this case, I don't know how you feel about it, but Mike B was doing the exact thing you're supposed to do when you're shopping for Sizzlies. Any of those warm cabinets, and there's 4 of them. There's one on the end of each place where you check out. And they load them up with the fresh Sizzlies and the hash browns. You're allowed to, that's literally free reign. That's international waters. You can get any Sizzly out of there.
Yes, because all those people
I'll go a
in
step
line,
further. You could ask the person loading the Sizzlies to hand you one of their Sizzlies. You can do that.
Now,
that is allowed.
The problem, though, is human psychology, and I do this anytime I'm at a theme park or any place with outdoor lines where I'm trying to get to the other side, and there's a line through, and then I have to just cut through the line, but just to keep going.
You just say, excuse me.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
You say, I'm not in line. I'm just, excuse me.
Yeah. But I feel like
It's hard. It's an energy suck. It is.
because as soon as you start going towards it, people
they're
are
mad. Yeah.
they're mad.
Yeah,
They coming at you with a anger
they'll fight you.
energy.
Yeah.
And then you have to proclaim like I'm going through, but it has to be this. Why does it
Yeah,
have
you know
to-
who ruined it? The guy that's like, I'm not getting in line. I'm in line. That guy ruined it for us.
In fact, when I'm in line and I see that the line is breaking through a walkway, I'll create a passageway for
a berth. You're creating a berth.
I'll birth a
wide berth
for people to walk through
Yes.
immediately. But I see people, they'll stand in line nut to butt, trying to block, and then they're defensive about anybody, even if they're going through. They don't want.
They see it as a chess match.
The cutting of any sort,
No.
even to pass through, they take it as a personal insult. So I don't know. But yeah, I would agree with Daniel. The Sizzly is you should be able to break the line, get the Sizzly, because I'm not. Why I'm going to wait for all these people that are may or may not be buying Sizzlies. Now, I guess the argument could be if the other person in the back of the line is waiting for a Sizzly and you grab the only one, and then there's a problem.
No, then you have to tell the person, oh, I'm sorry, you didn't know that you're supposed to go get your Sizzly and then go get back in line. I'm so sorry.
What's that?
And I'll do that.
What was Mr. Wah say?
I will do that. Well, the problem starts with Mr. Wah. And Wawa is, I believe it is a Seminole tribe word for goose.
You know
The word Wawa. Did you know that?
You know what we should
It's
do?
an Indian word meaning goose.
What's the chances that if we called Wawa, that it will actually a human will answer the phone eventually at all?
It would take a minute, but you'll get somebody. You will.
At the actual gas station?
At the gas station? No chance. You
you're
can't do
just
it.
getting it with like some sort of call center?
Automated. Yeah, you
Okay.
can't do that. Those people are in the weeds. So, no, nobody can talk to anybody there. No.
I'd like to ask the gas station, like, what's your policy on getting the Sizzly?
They don't have a policy.
I'm
Trust me.
sure
That's what I was going to tell you.
They have to have
no,
one.
Dude, Wawa. The problem with Wawa, the reason I don't shop at Wawa, everything else is fine. Their food is fine. Gas is fine. Everything's fine.
Oh, yeah, I
I've
forgot
told you
that
this.
you don't like
I
the
do not
line
because of the
policy.
line policy. They have no line in Wawa. It is literally every man for himself in the line. The Sizzly thing I get. You're getting hot food, but there's no rhyme or reason on the line. People they get in, they jump in front of you, they self-check. It's just, and nobody, none of the employees have been activated in a way. They're not. None of them are assertive enough to be like, hey guys, let's line up here so we can get this done quickly. Nobody does that.
You know, also, I'm
Because
mad.
people are pussies now. They don't talk to each other. You can't look a person in the eye and say, hey, line up right. That's not allowed. If you do that, oh my God, that person now has to go to a shrink.
I'm mad at Wawa self-checkout because
I sound like an old man. I gotta stop yelling.
it makes me question whether or not I'm a bad person every time, because every time I'm scanning an item, putting it in my bag, I realize I'm like, no one's watching. I could steal this.
Yeah. You don't steal? I steal everything I buy.
It's like you're making it too, and then I'm making good people question their morality.
You make me feel better about that because I do think
it'd be so easy. No one would ever know.
I'll give you one.
No one's ever checked my receipt or whatever. I do, and they confirm if you paid for your subs.
And
right?
if you're a regular, you scan the thing.
And then it says paid or they won't even present it.
You
if it's
can get
unpaid.
out with it. Remember the homeless lady that stole my wife's coffee on her birthday? I went up to Wawa, got her coffee. Homeless lady just grabbed it, walked out the door. She didn't have pants on. That homeless lady didn't even have pants on. She walked out with the coffee. What are the Wawa people going to do? Chase her down?
No, yeah. They
Of
don't
course
care, yeah.
not.
All right, well, let's take
yeah.
a break. We got some guests here, and we'll be right back with more Corporate Time.